absolutely beautiful. I was coming up as a fighter, broke, grinding, no money, just trying to make it work. We were good for a while, but eventually she moved on. She started hanging out in clubs, meeting guys with money and fame, and I knew what was coming. I felt it. One night after an argument, I looked at her and said, these guys are going to use you, and you'll come back realizing what you lost. I wasn't being bitter, just real. We broke up soon after, and let me tell you, it wasn't easy. I could have begged, tried to hold on to her, but I didn't. Why? Because I understood one fundamental thing. She wasn't special. And that's what you need to understand right now. You think she's special because you've put her on a pedestal. You've convinced yourself that she's the one, the only girl for you, and without her, your life's over. That's bullshit. The truth is, there are millions of women out there, and she's not that different from the rest. She wakes up in the morning, brushes her teeth, goes to work, and takes a dump like every other human being on this planet. But here's where you're screwing up. The more special you think she is, the more power you're giving her. She's not an angel or a goddess. She's just a girl. And the minute you realize that, the minute you stop treating her like she's the center of the universe, you start taking back control. Men get so caught up in this fairy tale nonsense, thinking they've got to hold on to that one special girl or their life's ruined. Wrong. You don't need her. What you need is to focus on you. Let me explain something crucial here. When I got dumped or when things didn't work out, I never sat there wallowing in self-pity. I didn't cry into my pillow or drown my sorrows in some Netflix series. I hit the gym. I trained harder. I worked on my business, and I leveled up. Because when you improve yourself, the world notices. Women notice. But you're not doing it for them. You're doing it for you. Every minute you spend crying over some girl is a minute you could be using to improve your body, your finances, your skills. You think you're going to win her back by sending emotional texts or trying to get her attention? No. You win by becoming unreachable. By the time she realizes what she's lost, you'll be so far ahead that she won't even matter anymore. That's the game. Here's why most men fail after a breakup. They become dependent. They rely on women for validation, happiness, and fulfillment. So when the woman leaves, they're left empty, confused, and lost. But that's the wrong approach to life. A man should never rely on a woman for his sense of self-worth or direction. You need to have a mission, a purpose that drives you regardless of who's in your life. When I was broke, when I was nothing, I didn't focus on women. I focused on becoming a 4-time kickboxing world champion. I focused on building my businesses. Women came later as an added bonus. And that's what you need to do. Forget about chasing women. Forget about trying to win her back. Focus on making yourself a man that no woman can ignore. You need to become a man so valuable, so powerful, that losing you is a regret she'll carry for the rest of her life. Let's break it down. What does it mean to upgrade yourself? It means getting your body, your mind, and your finances in order. First off, you need to hit the gym, not just to look good, but to feel strong. When you look at yourself in the mirror, you need to see a warrior, someone who's ready to take on the world. Women are naturally drawn to strength and discipline. If you're not working on your body, you're falling behind. Second, get your mind right. Stop wasting time scrolling through social media, obsessing over what your ex is doing. Read books, learn new skills, become more intelligent. When you're mentally sharp, no one can take advantage of you. You'll see the world for what it is, a competitive battlefield where only the strong survive. And finally, get your money right. Women don't respect men who are broke. It's just the way it is. You don't need to be a millionaire overnight, but you need to have ambition. You need to be working towards something bigger than yourself. When a woman sees a man who's on a mission, she's drawn to that energy. She wants to be part of that journey. But if you're sitting around waiting for her to come back, she's going to lose all respect for you. You want to know why she left? It's simple. She didn't respect you enough to stay. That's the cold, hard truth. And I know that hurts, but the sooner you accept it, the sooner you can move on. Women don't leave men they admire and respect. If she left, it's because you stopped being that guy. Maybe you got too comfortable, too soft, too predictable. Women don't want that. They want excitement, challenge, and leadership. But here's the thing. It's not too late. You can rebuild. You can become the man she regrets leaving. But it's not going to happen if you're sitting there begging for her to come back. You need to go dark. Disappear from her life for a while. Let her wonder what you're up to. And while she's busy wondering, you're busy grinding. Getting stronger, smarter, and richer. That's how you win. Look, every breakup is an opportunity. Pain is power if you use it right. You can let it destroy you, or you can let it fuel you. The choice is yours. But if you want to be a man of value, if you want to be a man who commands respect, you have to channel that pain into something productive. In 6 months, a year from now, when you've transformed yourself into the best version of you, she'll come back. And when she does, you'll have the power to decide. Do you want her back? Or are you so far ahead that she doesn't even matter anymore? This is your moment. Take control, upgrade yourself, and let the world see what happens when a man focuses on becoming unstoppable. Remember, she is nothing special, but you. You can become extraordinary. All right, so you've gone through the breakup. You've heard it all in the first part. She's nothing special, and now you know that. You've started to work on yourself, getting stronger, smarter, and richer. But this is where most men get it wrong. They think that just because they've started working out or making a little more money, that's it. They're suddenly top tier. Wrong. That's just the beginning. Becoming a high-value man isn't just about doing a little here and there. It's about turning yourself into a man that's impossible to ignore. Here's where most guys mess up. They think that self-improvement is a quick fix. You hit the gym for a few months, you save up a little money, and suddenly you're the man. No. Becoming a high-value man is a lifelong process. It's not something you stop once you've seen a little progress. This isn't a get fit quick scheme. This is your life. You don't become a man of value by putting in 6 months of work and thinking the job's done. I've been grinding every single day for over a decade. Even now when I've got everything I want, money, power, influence, I'm still grinding. Why? Because the moment you stop, the world catches up. The moment you stop, there's someone else out there who's going to outwork you. It doesn't matter how far ahead you are today. If you're not getting better, you're getting left behind. You've heard me say it before. Control is everything. Not just control over your time or your money, but control over your emotions. The world's filled with weak men because they can't control their emotions. They get angry, they lash out, they fall in love, they get brokenhearted. But a real man knows how to master his emotions. Look, when you're at the top, women are going to come and go. Business deals are going to fall through. Friends will betray you. That's life. But how you react to it, that's what sets you apart. When you lose a deal, you don't cry about it. When a woman leaves you, you don't sit there for weeks losing yourself in emotions. You process it, you learn from it, and you keep moving forward. Your success in life is going to be determined by how you handle the tough moments, not the easy ones. Now let's talk about women, because I know that's on your mind. You think after the breakup, maybe if you hit the gym or start making more money, she'll come back? She might. But here's the kicker. You're not doing this for her. You're doing this for you. You're becoming a man who doesn't need her or anyone else. And the irony is, that's when they start coming back. Women are naturally attracted to men who are focused on their purpose, not on chasing women. When she sees that you've disappeared, that you're not begging for her attention, it'll drive her crazy. She'll start wondering what you're up to, why you're not reaching out, and that's exactly where you want to be, unavailable. You see, women want what they can't have. If you're always there, always texting her, always giving her attention, she'll lose interest. But when you're out there, focused on building your empire, getting in the best shape of your life, and you're not even thinking about her, that's when she'll start chasing you. Let's be real for a second. In this world, money is power. It gives you the freedom to do what you want, when you want. If you don't have your money right, you're always going to be a slave to someone else. your boss, your landlord, the government, even the women in your life. Think about it. You're chasing girls when you should be chasing wealth. You're spending your time trying to win her back when you should be spending time building your financial empire. Because when you have money, the world opens up to you. You don't need to beg for attention. You don't need to compromise. You get to set the rules. When you got money, you're in control. You call the shots. And women, they're naturally attracted to that power. They want a man who's got his life together. A man who can provide, protect, and lead. And that's not going to happen if you're broke. Get your finances in order. Invest in yourself. Build businesses. Make sure you're so far ahead financially that losing a woman is the least of your worries. Now let's talk about your body. When you look at the great men throughout history, they all had one thing in common. They were physically strong. And strength isn't just about how much you can lift in the gym. It shows that you're in control of yourself. If you can't control what you eat, how you train, or your own physical limits, how can you expect to control anything else in your life? You want women to be attracted to you. Start by respecting yourself enough to get in shape. When a woman sees a man who's in peak physical condition, she knows he's disciplined. She knows he's a man of action, not just words. And that's what women want. A man who takes care of his business, who takes care of himself, and who can take care of her, if it comes to that. But don't get it twisted. You're not getting in shape just for women. You're doing it for you. When you're strong, you walk into any room with confidence. You know that whatever happens, you can handle it. That's the kind of energy women are drawn to. Everything starts with your mindset. You can lift weights, you can make money, but if your mind is weak, you'll never be a high-value man. The difference between winners and losers, it's not genetics, it's not luck, it's the mental game. Winners know that everything in life is a competition. Every day you wake up, you're either getting ahead or falling behind. You need to develop a mindset that's obsessed with growth. You have to love the grind, the pain, the struggle. That's what makes you stronger. Most men can't handle discomfort. They want things to be easy. But nothing great ever came from comfort. The men who win in life are the ones who embrace the struggle, who outlast everyone else. When you're constantly improving, when you're never satisfied with where you are, you become unstoppable. And that's when people, whether it's women, business partners, or friends, start gravitating toward you. If you want to level up, you need to look at the people you're surrounding yourself with. If you're hanging out with guys who are lazy, who are wasting their lives playing video games or binge watching TV, you're wasting time. The people around you should be pushing you, challenging you, and making you better. If they're not, they're dragging you down. And this applies to women, too. If you're with a woman who's not supporting your vision, who's not adding value to your life, it's time to let her go. You don't need a woman who's constantly bringing drama or distractions into your life. You need a woman who understands that your mission comes first, that you're on a path to greatness, and that she's either going to be part of that or she's going to get left behind. The same goes for friends. If they're not helping you grow, they're not your friends. They're anchors. Cut them loose and start surrounding yourself with winners. That's how you create an environment where success becomes inevitable. At the end of the day, what are you building? Are you living just for today, just for the next thrill? Or are you building something that will outlast you? The greatest men throughout history didn't just focus on the immediate. They built legacies. They built empires. They created something that would stand the test of time. And that's what you should be aiming for. Don't just focus on getting rich or getting girls. Focus on creating something that matters. Build a business, create a brand,